So very good morning to all of you. So today we are having special session in our curriculum. So we are having industrial expertise with us. So he is none other than Mr. Omrag Dubey. He is working as tech architect in Jaguar Land Rover Private Industries in Bengaluru. He is having 8+ years of experience in automation industry. So he is working in autonomous future simulation, software delivery pipeline, and infrastructure development. So we are welcoming Mr. Omrag Dubey on behalf of all my course instructors. So now, without taking much of my time, I am giving the session to Mr. Omrag Dubey. Over to Mr. Omrag.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you for this opportunity. I'm not sure if I am gonna cover up the expectations here, but let's see. I'll try my best with the students. Anybody interested in switching on the camera? It would be nice to see your faces as well, if you are comfortable. Anyone? At least someone? I don't think so. Okay, no problem. Welcome everyone. So myself, Omrag Dubey, and I have been working with Jaguar Land Rover now for like more than 2 years, and I come with an experience of around 8+ years in the same industry. So I passed in 2016, and I am a computer science graduate. And here, Iwin sir, he was my mentor during my college days. So after I started in 2016, I worked with a couple of firms, Tata Alexi, and then sometime with Harman International, and then finally ended up in Jaguar. So this is my third firm, as I mentioned, and from the very beginning, I have been in autonomous vehicle sector. So keeping the context, let's start with what you people are doing. I think this is a department which specializes in neural networks and AI/ML mechanisms and methods. So, sir, am I audible? Like, can you people hear me? Any responses? Because it's an online thing, I'm
Yes,
not
yes,
sure if it
audible.
is. Okay, fine, sir, fine. So yeah, that was just a basic introduction about myself. Let's talk about what's actually happening. So you all must be aware of this buzzword called AI/ML technologies and deep learning, Gen AI, and GANs, a lot of things. Anyone can answer me what actually this artificial intelligence is, or what do you understand? Anyone here? Uh, it's a free will. See, if you will discuss, it will be easier to understand your context as well. Anyone want to answer what you people understand with AI, the term AI?
So
Okay.
students, if you want to interact, so you can raise your hands. Okay, so we'll unmute it, or otherwise you can give it in a chat box. Okay, any
Yeah.
queries you can give it in a chat box, it will be answered. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Shrikant.
yeah.
Shrikant has mentioned something. Shrikant, do you want to answer? What do you understand by the term AI, or anyone now? Okay, no problem. So, okay, if you people will interact, it will be easier for me. I'll also be able to grab something from your side. So, basically, if we talk about AI in modern terms, if you talk about industrial standards, so AI is just a superset of something where a machine is capable of replicating a human behavior, or more like taking a decision like a human, close to human intelligence. So that is what I see as a AI. And even in industry, AI is something a very bigger topic. You cannot generalize AI nowadays just like artificial intelligence, or some machine, or some kind of robotic system, or some vehicle which is mimicking human intelligence. AI is a big buzz, and it's not limited to any particular industry, and it's been moving across in your mobile devices, in your home devices, even your normal music systems. Nowadays, you see Alexa and other artificial bots which is using that technology. So knowingly, unknowingly, we all are profound and using this AI in a way. But if we break down to the core of this technology, AI is a superset. So if I talk about a superset, it's a very big globe, and inside that we have multiple subdivisions. So the first subset of AI is something called ML, machine learning. I hope all people are aware of this particular word. So ML. Now, anyone, what is ML, machine learning? I see there are almost like so many participants, more than 30. Anyone? Now? Okay, no problem. So machine learning is again another context which is derived from AI. AI buzzword has been there for 1950, and it was all like giving conditions and terms, conditional statements, right? If else, given when then kind of thing. So in late 1980s, this context came of machine learning, where you started developing algorithms, to be very precise. They are the algorithms which make the system capable and intelligent enough to make some decisions on their own. And theoretically, if you talk about machine learning, there are multiple divisions: supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and many more mechanisms. And to be honest, in the modern technology standards, this machine learning is also broken down to a further subset, which you call as deep learning. So when it comes to deep learning, this is the time when it started around after 2010, and still it's moving with its own concepts and new algorithms and packages and mechanisms in every industry. You talk about medical sciences, you talk about image recognitions, smart cameras, vehicles, and not only vehicles, even in the air transport, you have incorporated AI technologies which can actually balance your air drag and balance of the plane. So this way we are moving forward. And in deep learning, even the modern trend, okay, at least you people would be knowing what is the latest trend in AI ML technology. At least anyone can type that chat. Anyone heard about things like LLMs, Gen AI, and in the background, if we consider the concept of your neural networks, the department you come from, CNN, RNN, forward propagation, backward propagation, some information at least. It sounds like I'm boring you people, huh? Okay, nice, Bhavna. At least you said something. So you people, theoretically, you all know this is all the technology you are going through in your syllabus or curriculum. You read it theoretically, you try to make up a model, you train the data, you have test data, you derive a pattern, you derive a decision making. But see, the session, I am not going to talk theoretical. That's all up to your professors and your college curriculum. Let's talk about some industrial usage. Okay. And since I am little bit more oriented to automotive, I'll talk in that aspect. But let's start from a very basic AI feature, or maybe I'll not call it AI, intelligence feature. Let's suppose you have a camera in your home, okay, and you are putting that camera for the purpose of like safety from a theft or any intrusion in your house. How do you think that camera would work? It's a very basic example. You put cameras, right? It detects like, yeah, somebody is moving in the house, somebody has entered in the house. It triggers some alarms and all. So in the old school, it used to be sensor mechanism. Okay. So sensor would be like, sensor will detect some kind of movement, some kind of distortion in the static image, and they will trigger an alarm, which could be a false alarm as well. So in recent times, there has been a technology, you might be aware of it, called icon detection, or maybe recognition in an image, a template search, OpenCV. You might have heard these packages, PyTorch, TensorFlow. So they developed a technology where your camera will have a kind of software algorithm running in the background, which monitors it every 0.5 seconds or maybe called 10 milliseconds. And whenever it sees a difference, it is able to detect that. Okay. How does it detect? Because there is a machine learning model running in the background, which helps it to find the change in the image flow or the video flow. So this is just a very nominal example, which is called smart CCTV cameras, where you will find this. Another one basic example I would take is from medical industries, right? Now you have a lot of medical apps, and where you can consult a doctor, you can upload images, and seeing that images, and it's like how would I say, it's more like auto analyzing what would be the issue, what would be the medical condition, what would be the problem you are facing. So you upload images, evidences, you type statements, I am feeling like that, and so usually so many apps are there which actually analyzes your information, whatever you have given as an input. It process it. And what is the processing happening? It's the processing which is some kind of function, some kind of model, and it gives you an outcome. Simple. This is simple machine learning as I'm talking about. You give some inputs, it's been processed, and it's been given as an output. So in medical field, similarly, even in any kind of infrastructure you see, IoT devices, okay, if there is no one in the room, it will automatically switch off the air condition, it will automatically switch off the light, it will automatically switch off the fan. So this all technologies are working on the basis of the data. Okay, so data has become your most important thing. And how are you going to use that data? Your astronomical devices, maybe you call it a satellite or call it a telescope, it's all generating trillions of data every month, every year. What do you think we do with that data? We analyze, we find a pattern, we predict, and it's helpful in the kind of studies you want to do in that field. Weather forecasting, another best example. I don't know if you people see the markets and stocks and shares. How do you think they predict the prices? So this is all AI running in the background. Now, the main factor is that you should understand what kind of algorithms are used on what kind of data, because data is kind of very distributed. It can be image data, it can be video data, it can be text data. So you will use all this technology and you will try to find out the pattern, try to find out to solve a problem, or maybe develop a intelligence mechanism where you can take the decision. And sometime I'll show you some mechanisms in the autonomous vehicle where decision making happens based on this algorithms and things. Okay, so just to start with, I have created a basic presentation for you people to make you understand. I hope this helps. Let me actually share my screen. Okay. Okay, so we have talked about things called AI. Now let's move toward a little bit in automotive so that you get an information that what actually happens in the industry, how do they use AI, what are the conditions, what are the norms, what are the constraints. You will use what are the technologies which are being used in automotive in current days. If you call it AI, usually we don't call it AI, we call it intelligence or autonomous features. AI is a very big word, as I said, but just to keep it generalized for your understanding, this is we will see. Uh, so let's see a small video. If I don't know if you can relate or if you would have seen. So yeah, let's see this. What's happening actually, and I hope you get some idea.
Yeah.
You people are able to see that video, right? Is it visible?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
fine.
Yes. Yes, Omrag.
Fair enough. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Omrag, sorry for interrupting. Can you unmute and speak?
Okay, so sorry, sir. It was kind of unmute. So fine. So yeah, as you saw the video, you saw a vehicle moving without any driver intervention, and on every signal it stopped, on every turns it took a right turn, left turn, and it maintained itself in a kind of traffic scenario, maintaining its lane. It's not like moving left and right anywhere. So this is a technology which Tesla came up with some years back. It's called Tesla Autopilot. So this is one of the best example of incorporation of intelligence in transport sector. uh, if we call it specific in a automobile car. Okay, so how this technology would work, what would you think? uh, for example, the car is able to visualize what's happening outside. It's able to take the decision is like your acceleration, your braking. And though it's autonomous, completely automatic, so it doesn't have gear shifting and other things, so you don't have to bother. And it gives you all the necessary information. You just have to set up a navigation system that you want to reach there, and it's all done. You can just sit in the back, you can relax. Your camera, which is available on the vehicle, it will have set of like 10 to 15 cameras, radars, lidars. They are kind of sensors which are used in autonomous vehicle. So they will detect all this and they will help you navigate throughout your journey without any human intervention, until unless necessary, until unless there is a breakdown. So this is one. Another one video for maybe to just develop your interest. Let's see this. Okay, so I hope you people got a glimpse of what was happening. Anyone? Any replies? No? Okay. So just to give you a backdrop of what actually happened, there are three important things in automotive industry when you try to replicate something called intelligence inside the vehicle. So vehicle is a mechatronic system, and every mechatronic system which has a capability to run a software, to have a firmware, or to have system on chips or ECUs is capable of running some kind of intelligence. I'll give you a basic example. Let's suppose you have a you might be hearing this buzzword called ADAS, ADAS vehicle. Even in Indian markets, you would be highly hearing some of the vehicles from Tata, some of the vehicles from Mahindra. They come with something called ADAS. So ADAS is nothing but it's a kind of intelligence. It's called Advanced Driver Assistance System. Let's suppose I'll give you an example. You have a vehicle running and you have put it in on cruising. Cruising is a kind of feature that on highways you can activate that function and you can sit back relaxed without holding the steering. So what it does, it detects the front vehicle speed, your vehicle speed, the kind of traffic in the around, and it makes the decision on the speed and other stuffs. Even as I mentioned, there will be three specific things which will provide you the data on which you have to generate patterns or generate decision. Now, what is that data? As I mentioned, if there is a radar, radar is something which use radio technology to sense some object in the vicinity. Camera, camera data, whatever you see. Camera, same, gives you video data. Even there is something called lidar, that's called light data. So ultimately, if you see from a bigger picture, it's all about the data. Your camera sees a speed limiter signal. You have set it like 60 km/h. Now you came to a traffic zone where your speed should be 15. So think about a mechanism that your vehicle camera has an ability to detect that 15 kilometer using the camera which is mounted on the vehicle, and it gives that input to the vehicle, and the vehicle with its own intelligence it's able to change the speed from 60 to 15 or the 10 km as per what it sees on the road. Now another example, you have seen a pedestrian. Let's suppose a man while driving a car takes a very fantastic decision on the safety in like a fraction of maybe 4 to 5 seconds. And if you are a good driver, it would be maximum 3 seconds, 2 seconds. But still, you will take that time to react. Now, a pedestrian has jumped on the road and your vehicle is moving. Now, the amount of time you would need is 3 seconds. In 3 seconds, you will take that one specific decision that you have to brake. But your vehicle, if you provide that intelligence inside the vehicle, that vehicle will be able to take 10 good decisions within a second. That's a huge difference. One decision in 3 seconds and 10 decisions in 1 second. 10 best decisions. So it will apply the brake, it will steer. Uh, I am not showing anything on the PPT, buddy. We are just discussing. I'm just giving you the context. I'll do that, Ramkrishna. I'll do that. So this is this is kind of technology we want inside the vehicle. These are the minor ADAS features. When it goes to a upper level of autonomy, even in autonomous there are multiple levels. It starts from L1, L2, L3, and it goes to L4, L5. L5 is considered as fully autonomous. The first video which you saw is a kind of L5 vehicle where you don't have to steer, where you don't have to brake and don't have to do anything. So this is the kind of mechanisms, this is the kind of expectations. It's not like very easy that it's available in the market or it's happening. We are working on a technology which could give us such kind of easiness in the vehicle, easy in safety decision making, and how would I say, more sincere mechatronic system. And again, just to remember, your data is always an input. You develop it in a medical field, in a weather forecasting field, or any kind of technology, cloud technology, prediction technology. processing SOC, autonomous vehicles, airplanes, anywhere. Your first set of thing is inputs. That input is your data, nothing else. Now refining that data, doing something on it, defining a decision making, defining a pattern, defining a recognition technique, defining any kind of intelligence is what you call as machine learning. Machine learning, I'll remind you again, machine learning has been broken down. Now supervised, unsupervised, that has been obsolete. If you are looking for a modern tech, even if you are not so sure, start your learning from something called deep learning. Deep learning is the latest trend which is available in automotive. I'm not sure how the technologies are moving other way, but at least in autonomous it starts with deep learning. And it's not like just limited to deep learning, you can move further when it comes to speech processing. For example, I sit in the vehicle and I tell change the air conditioning temperature to 11 degrees Celsius. So what it does, it takes my speech, it takes my words, it processes it and it takes the decision. This is called natural language processing. This is also a technology. It's again categorized under something called deep learning, or maybe a further deep dive into deep learning, but that is your baseline where you start. If you want to work in similar technologies, if you want to develop AI model, ML models, if you want to deploy such models in the vehicle software, so this is where you start. Okay, so some basic examples. Tesla Autopilot, you already saw, and it's already mentioned that it does an object detection, path planning, lane detection, real-time decision making, everything, whatever you can do on the road, that vehicle will reach at least 95% of that capability. That's Tesla Autopilot. There is another one, self-driving cars, Waymo. So this particular vehicle is being developed by kind of Google Alphabet. So this vehicle is an auto taxi. It runs in California in a geofence zone because it is not been tested across the world. So this is an auto taxi. You book like an Uber, it will come, it will pick you up, it will drop you, but it will happen in a geofence zone. It cannot go out of there because that's how the training has been done. It's been trained on that particular data, the models running inside, the software running inside. Similarly, Audi AI traffic jam pilot, you understand by the term itself that it will take care of the vehicle if it is a traffic jam, like moving forward, braking again, moving forward. You don't have to bother about it. It will take care, or it will take control of the vehicle accordingly. All the data it will get from the camera, from the radar. LiDAR is a kind of new technology, not on the vehicles, but mostly radar, LiDAR, and ultrasonics. These are the kind of sensors or actuators which is used to get the data. And what happens inside is that decision making, which is based on a kind of algorithm running in the background. Similarly, again, Mercedes-Benz, that is another one firm which has developed their own voice assistant. As I said, you can sit in the vehicle and you can ask the vehicle to do anything, play music, or maybe even hardcore functionality like please park it on the side. So the vehicle will take control, it will detect the side traffic, and it will keep moving to the left lane. And then when it finds a parking spot, it will stop there. Similarly, automated parking in BMW. This is something like you get out of the vehicle and you open your mobile app and you say, okay, please park it. So it will do all kind of parking, perpendicular parking, parallel parking. It just have to get the spot. So that much intelligence is already available in the vehicle, and these features which you see is actually there in the market at a level. Then Ford also has something called Sync 4. These are all intelligence technology. They all come as a derivative of AI, and even in NVIDIA Drive AI platform. So these are the companies, if you talk about, if you are looking for a career to build something on the AI side, again, we'll not take the word AI. If you want to do something on the learning models, for example, LLMs, or if we take a subset of it, LLM, CNN, RNN, a lot of things are there. Let's call it something called Zen AI, the modern trend. So Gen AI, it's already there. You are using ChatGPT, Bharti, I think a lot of them, Perplexity. Even some AIs are capable of generating deep fakes, videos, even if it can take your audio and it can mimic it. So this kind of trend is already there, but you have to choose key what kind of industry you want to opt for, or how are you going to use that techniques or the mechanism which you have used. Yeah, it will not all the same, but if you understand the objective, the outcome of it, you can choose your industry well. As I said, automotive is just a field. There will be many more. It's all about on you, how you explore and how you see which technology actually you feel knack about. So you can move forward to that. NVIDIA Drive AI platform, this is something, it's kind of not a vehicle. They are actually in a process of doing that. This is something based on GAN, GAN. It's a adversarial network system where basically you can generate a synthetic data. So synthetic data, what would I say? For example, a vehicle, when it has been made, it doesn't come on the road directly, right? It has been tested, it's been validated. Can it be put on the road? Does it cover the functional safety norms? Is it safe for user to buy such vehicles? So what they do, they test this kind of vehicles in a lab. Now when you are in a lab, how would you get the road data? How would you get the pedestrian data? How would you get the traffic data? So there is also a technology in automotive which incorporates this deep learning mechanisms. It generates synthetic data, and that synthetic data is as real as how you see with your naked eyes. So this is possible. This is happening. There is a tool in NVIDIA. It's called NVIDIA Drive Sim. So it generates that data. You can generate camera data. You can. It's like designing a game, and AI along with GPU technology, good rendering, good quality, good mechanism, and it gives you all the privilege to do. But think in a way that somebody would have designed that tool using machine learning models, using deep learning models, using neural networks, and a lot of things. So these are the kind of job you can opt for. And further, yeah, again, it's all theoretical. I think you know better what neural networks are. So in autonomous, it's all about image recognition, something called sensor fusion. That's again another one good technology on which a lot of autonomous vehicle works. So sensor fusion is like you have radar. Radar is, as I mentioned, radio data, and there is a camera, something like called camera data. Your camera is able to see a pedestrian in the front. Okay, so does your radar. A camera is seeing the visual perception of that pedestrian who is on the road, and your radar sense it by radio technology. Radar is basically like how sonar works. I don't know if you people remember. It sends kind of waves. It collides with the target and it comes back, and based on the distance and time they calculate that, yeah, this object is this far. And so does the camera can also detect that perception that this man is in the range of this, so that the radar data and the camera data is fused together to refine it, so that the vehicle should understand, okay, radar is saying 10 meters, my camera is saying 9 meters, so I have to take that decision that my vehicle stops max in 7.5 meters. So this is another one technology, sensor fusion. And as I said, you see decision making, that is something you can define, that if your pattern or if your data generates this as per the model, you have to apply a brake, you have to apply acceleration. This is the kind of decisions you can take. Similarly, as I said, pedestrian detection is similar like object detection. Path planning, this is something called a very crazy technology. For example, some drivers while driving for a long distance, they nap out. Might if they might feel sleepy or they get very drowsy. So what happens? Let's suppose even if you napped out, your vehicle will have that capability to maintain yourself in in the particular lane. Let's suppose if you are on a highway, you have 3 lanes. So if you are in the mid one, your vehicle will never ever go out of the lane until unless it's verified that there is an object or something. Now, as I said, drowsy, you have a camera inside the vehicle. It's called occupant camera. If it sees you sleeping, it puts a kind of image processing, passes it to the image passes to a particular ML model where the model is being trained for a closed eye and an open eye. If it is closed eye, it will start sending alarms, beeping sounds, and even it will slow down your vehicle. So these are the kind of things which is there happening, and it's some of the cars already has this occupant monitoring system, child detection system. So there will be multiple features, and every feature come up with some kind of similar technology. Similarly, if we move forward, large language models, as I said, GPT, BMW and Mercedes already has a car which has a chat GPT inbuilt, so you don't have to Google everything. You can ask direct questions. There is no Siri, there is no Alexa, there is chat GPT directly. And you can ask your questions. It will detect your speech, it will convert it into text, and you will get all the responses you need. And you can tell your system that please play this music, as I mentioned before, please set the path to this particular destination. So this all things are been incorporated now. As yeah, if you see this Mercedes-Benz MBUX system use natural language processing, which is basically a background. In the background your LLMs are there, large language models. Speech processing and autonomous vehicle, this you already would have understood by seeing the video, and even the word itself clarifies it. Speech processing, whatever you say, the vehicle will listen and respond, just like your Alexa, just like your Hello Google or whatever. So yeah, since we have covered a lot of things, I'll speak some specific use cases where you can, if you want to explore what is actually happening in the automotive industry. These are some use cases I have captured. Autonomous driving, you would have understood what it is. No manual intervention, all the decision on the vehicle. Then your driver assistance system, as I explained you, ADAS, cruise control, how the speed limiter works, how your cruising will be. Vehicle speed, let's suppose you have two vehicles A and B. You are in the B vehicle and you are cruising. A is at 60 kilometer per hour and A reduces it to 40. So your vehicle will detect that scenario and it will also reduce the speed so that the minimum distance is maintained. This is your nothing but called ADAS features, which is actually a low level of autonomous vehicles. Like prevent collisions, some terms are there, emergency braking and other things. Predictive maintenance, this is something which comes at the manufacturing standard. So let's suppose if you have built a vehicle, if a problem comes, normal human detects with the behavior of the vehicle. For example, uh, low tire pressure, overheating of engine, old engine oil, or some basic faults which has occurred in the vehicle. So the AI has reached at a stage that it analyzes all the data which is being generated by your vehicles as well, not the surrounding. How is your tire behaving? How is your suspension behaving? How is your steering behaving? Is there a noise factor? They take all that data and they actually also tell you that this is the issue which is happening in the vehicle, and you might get it as a notification in your phone sitting inside the house. You can do like auto diagnostic mode. You can go, you can sit in your house, do your course, and after an hour all the analysis will be done, and your mobile application which is connected to this vehicle will tell you, yeah, this is what has happened, this is where you have to go and check, this is what the proper solution could be, and this could be the fault. So this kind of intelligence has also been incorporated in the vehicle. Okay, smart infotainment system. This is all about entertainments. As you see in normal Indian vehicles, our infotainments are like usually very old school. Maximum you have is like you can connect Android Auto, or if you have something like advanced luxury vehicle, 15, 20 lakhs, 25, you might have iPhone support, you might have CarPlay. So this is what all usually you see. But in high end luxurious vehicles, there is a vehicle company named Lotus. So if you see their infotainment mechanism, it comes with a lot of things. For example, your vehicle will come like a mobile phone. For example, if I tell you this is the mobile phone which you will get along with the tires, okay, this will be your vehicle. Now let's suppose you wanted to go on a tour on a mountain zone. Now you can open your infotainment system. You can go to a app control and you can tell that I am traveling for mountain terrain. Then the vehicle itself, the infotainment will itself list down the features which will tell you, okay, you might need hill hold control, hill descent control, emergency stop, emergency braking. All the list will come and you can actually select that list, and all those software will be downloaded on your vehicle from the cloud. Sounds amazing? Anyone? So this is happening. Yeah, this is already happening, and your infotainment is as equivalent and as smart as your iPhone, maybe iPhone 15. maybe smarter than that. It has all the capability what a phone can do. It has a processor inside. Even if you stop your vehicle, you can go to a functionality called perception. You click that perception, you can get a 360-degree view of your vehicle. Who is on the left, who is on the right, what is on the front, what is on the back, how it is looking from the top, how much distance is between you and the next vehicle. This is how all technology has been incorporated. And even as I said, speech processing, it comes as a part of infotainment. It will always keep hearing. Even if you don't want to say, even if you are discussing something very private, it might hear it. So yeah, there are some kind of things which we are trying to limit, but yeah, it will be improvising over the period of time. And job scope, I already explained you a lot of things. The modern trend in most of the technologies you see is AI. Everybody is talking AI. Phone is AI enabled. My SoC is AI enabled. My this device is AI enabled. So everything is like kind of AI enabled now. That is the very buzzword, I would say, which actually doesn't make much of a sense to me. But if they say so. So in automotive, as I explained, this technologies, uh, car will become more smarter, move toward autonomous mechanisms, more intelligence, more safety, and how would I say, more easier. So two technologies you will observe in upcoming 10 years, even in India. It has started. Tata Motors, Mahindra, they have started incorporating features of ADAS. But I believe in upcoming 3 to 4, 5 years, by the time you move out of the college, you move into such technologies, you will see the same companies, Indian companies like Tata Motors and Mahindra will start working on building something called autonomous, which is already there in multinational, like foreign companies. You saw Waymo, Mercedes, BMW, Lotus, and even Toyota has some good features. So this will come in the market. So this is something you can look at. Image processing, I would say one of the most important techniques which is used in autonomous vehicle. Sensing and processing radar data, and lidar. Lidar is nothing but it's a kind of laser technology. It maps your environment. So for example, if I'm standing, that lidar, if I have mounted that lidar on my head, it will tell you what's there in your surrounding. For example, in radar, the radar radio technology go like radio wave goes and comes back, you calculate the objects and things. In lidar, the light goes and come back, photons basically, and there you decide what has to be done with that data. That comes as a decision making. So processing, filtering the data, processing the data, and after processing, what you have to do with the data is the kind of context you should understand. So this is it. Here, as I said, what you can opt for: autonomous driving algorithms, ADAS, speech and natural language processing, predictive maintenance and data analytics. These are the four key things. There are furthermore vehicle connectivity and personalization, simulation and testing of AI models. As I said, in simulation, you can use generative adversarial networks to generate synthetic data, though your vehicle is not on the road, but you can do that. And the seventh part is R&D. There are a lot of scopes, a lot of new. If you come up with a new mindset and a new proposal that, yeah, I can do this with the algorithms and if this kind of data. In automotive industry also, it's not just limited to making it autonomous. We have industrial process, we have mechanisms, we have a lot of data being generated by users. How do we use that data? What process can be improvised? What new mechanisms we can incorporate to improvise the industry standards solution? A lot of things. Something about vehicle connectivity. This is something, as I said, I was mentioning your vehicle connected with your phone. In the future technology, you will see there will be a common server. For example, let's call it Google. In this batch, all 32 of you have access to Google, right? Because it's an open server. If you have internet, you connect to it and you can search anything. Similarly, in the future times, this IoT will become a part of our life. Even if you move on road, there will be a traffic pole which will have a IoT device. Your vehicle can connect to that IoT device and it can detect and it can predict how is the traffic on the other side. Is there will the traffic will be easier from here to the next junction? Any kind of data exchange. Okay, you connected to a normal server which has been placed in a public place. It tells you, okay, you will find a petrol pump 10 kilometers ahead, or you will have this kind of issues in the upcoming 5 kilometers. So everything will be connected. Even your vehicle will be connected to another vehicle. They can exchange data, so it will become smarter. It's usually called V2X technology, vehicle to anything, vehicle to vehicle, vehicle to mobile phone, vehicle to any public infrastructure, vehicle to, for example, you go to cafe has a server, right? You connect to it. If that cafe has that kind of mechanism that even some moving devices can connect and get some general information, it's going to happen anytime. So this is something. And one latest thing which is kind of moving inside automotive is cybersec, which is also a very amazing technology. And incorporation of AI in cyber technology is also something kind of in R&D phase. They are trying to find mechanisms using some machine learning techniques, that if they can penetrate a network, if they can actually find a loophole in a network, because now all the vehicles are connected, you are connected to cloud, your systems are connected to each other, and everywhere the data is flowing, it's either ethernet or wi-fi or li-fi. So you will need that cybersec. But to be honest, I don't have much of an information on cybersec, otherwise I would have shared with this you people. But this is something I would give you to explore: AI in cybersecurity, and AI in cybersecurity in automotives. So you can look at that. Apart from that, I think, yeah, you people would be much better at this technology and things, and you know much more better than me as a curriculum. And I am not exactly a developer in an artificial intelligence. I work on validating this artificial intelligence scenarios, and I generate scenarios. I use this synthetic data to define my testing mechanism and infrastructure, and I develop frameworks where this machine learning models can be deployed and tested as their performance. For example, as I said, speed limiter detection. So I'll generate synthetic data, I'll keep multiple symbols, so if that my model can detect it, process it. And yeah, that's all. So it was a pin drop silence. I think I bored you people a lot. Maybe if you people feel like asking any specific question, or if you want to discuss something, it's all your turn. Anyone? So many people are here, nobody wants to talk.
Yeah,
Hello.
actually, now, thank you, Mr. Omrag. Yeah, thanks for the nice session. So now it will be open for all. So if you have any doubt or clarification, so if you want to have any chat with the resource person, you can ask your queries. Or otherwise, you can post it in the chat box. It will be answered.
They seem like very shy kids. So, okay, you people are going to pass from college. You are going to join some organization anytime soon, or maybe higher studies. You should talk, man. You should, someone at least.
So any clarification? So how at least you can ask your students how you can get this job, your experience, something. So I think Omrag got some campus 5 or 4 on-campus jobs, right? I think so.
Sir, I cannot hear you clearly.
Yeah. So Omrag, can you share your experience? Because
Ah, in the industry,
yeah,
sir.
how you yes, how you get inside the industry. Autonomy. Yeah.
Sir, it's been 8 years. I would suggest the most important thing to crack a job in modern times is your technicality. That's the first thing which I give privilege to, because other things are something called professional skills or additionary skills, communication, your mechanism, and your outlook. That is a different story. But in modern times, sir, I think the industry is seeking technicality on the bigger front, how technical you are, what you can do, what you can perform. So when I started, it was a very clean process in my college. They came up with a college placement thing. I went through the test and got in. But after you reach there, see, you will not find a very definitive job what you are looking for. It's all about adaptability. That is something, another very important thing, that you should be able to learn and grasp the new technology, because what you have studied in college, it's just your base platform. That is not going to help you a long time. So your continuous learning, your adaptability to new technology, your curiosity, and whatever you have learned in your college, you should be thorough and very clear about it. These are the very four important things in your early stage. Once you get in the industry, professionalism, communication, your outlook, your behavior, following the process, this all you learn as an industry. We cannot explain you in an easy way, but as I said, adaptable, curious, whatever you have learned in college, very thorough and clear about it, and always looking for something different. So this is something I would say you people could focus on. Rest everything with will come with time. Yeah, some question. What are the better the opportunities? As I said, AI is a very big set. You have to decide what kind of technology or what kind of domain, to be honest, you feel like going in. Is it medical? Is it cloud? Is it autonomous? Is it transport sector? Is it industrial sector? Is it industrial automation, robotic automation? A lot of things are there. So you cannot limit yourself. And if a good practice would be start using LinkedIn, start exploring. See, before you try for a job or before you go for a placement, you should also try to look what is happening in the AI industry. If I am looking for an AI job, if someone says computer vision engineer or NLP engineer, so you should look at the criteria, what they are looking for, what all the technologies are there, and how I can improvise in that. So as I said, opportunities, it's not limited. AI is the biggest buzz now. Everywhere you go, it's all AI. Even normal websites has started using AI instead of old generation cookies and other thing to provide you better product. Flipkart, Amazon, anywhere, retails, any commercial websites you go and see, any music player, YouTube, Spotify, YouTube Music, everywhere AI is playing a role in a way or so. But you should be interested. If you feel like, yeah, you want to do something in the field of agriculture, you should be ready to understand what is there happening, what I can improvise, and how I can use my learnings. So field, no specifics. It's all your interest, which you would be comfortable with, or which you would be happy to adapt with or apply with. So yeah. Autonomous vehicles are suitable in London and other countries, sir, but here when it comes to India, it can't detect the sudden turns. Then how? Yeah, buddy, that's the biggest problem. We are not in the run. So, but we have a feeling that the situation of the country will change in upcoming time. We'll have better roads, better traffic infrastructures. But still, I have experienced that when you go on express highways or when you go on very good highways where the roads are very good and traffic is sincere, but still, see, accident is something you cannot control. It's that's why it's called accident. But we have a policy that based on the constraints, we cannot deploy an autonomous vehicle in Bangalore or in Hyderabad or in Secunderabad. Yes, because the traffic is very unexpected. But when we will turn to a place or a timeline where everybody is sincere and the roads are good, the traffic system are good, nobody is coming and entering on a junction from somewhere without any understanding, without any norms or rules, then we will have this. Yes, I mentioned a context called geofencing. So the autonomous vehicles which you saw in Waymo, or if there is something called Cruise from Ford Motors, they run in a geofence. And in geofence, even a pedestrian who comes on a road without zebra crossing is penalized with like $1,000, which would be around 85,000 rupees. in India. So it also depends on the kind of rules and mechanisms. Yes, it's a constraint, it's a struggle we are facing with, but at least the maximum assistance we can provide. Let's suppose if you couldn't brake, or if you couldn't take that decision, at least if that vehicle will take, your life would be safe. So complete autonomous, I agree, not anytime soon, but yeah, I think by 2030 in India you might be able to see some autonomous vehicle in some geofence, that in particular zones you might find this auto taxis and things running. If not 2030, let's take it further by 2032, because we ourselves are working with Tata Motors to define such a vehicle which has some L4 autonomous capability, which we are planning for 2030. But let's see how it goes. Akula, Deepika, what are the MS opportunities? Ma'am, I have not done MS, so I am not so sure. I am still a bachelor's degree guy, but I would say if in modern times you see, as I mentioned, cybersecurity is a good master options you can go for. Quantum computing, that is another one latest technology where you can go for masters. Third thing, I would say cloud computing and DevOps, development operations. That is also a very good field because everything is a software now. Even in vehicles, everything is going to be like cloud based, cloud connected, mobile connected. So cloud and DevOps. And apart from that, I don't know. There's three things which I see very trendy. Though quantum, I am not sure how much we have the scope in India, but it's a very good technology. The future computings and future mechanisms are gonna move to quantums to make a very efficient system. And apart from that, cybersec, quantum, cloud, DevOps, and what would I say? Mm, I think a generic software engineering. I would not say just like software engineering, software design and architectures, so that you should be able to design how a software stack would look like, because everybody knows to code, but there are very least people in the industry who know how to design the stack. Development can be done by chat gpt, but design cannot be. You should be able to understand how the design, how the compatibility and how efficient it would be. So yeah, software design and architectures, that is also one good options. So yeah, this four, maybe you can choose based on your easiness and skills. What are major project you have done regarding the machine learning and artificial? Yeah, buddy. So I had one project done in my college, which was kind of medical detection. So it was based on image processing completely. So we used to train a data based on the diseases which can be detected automatically by an algorithm, and it was completely developed as a mobile app. So you give an input image, it will go through, it will find all the possible scenarios where that disease can map, and it will give you best three possibilities. That is how it was. Key, either you had this is a 98% match, second threshold some 85 to 90, and third threshold some 75 to 85. So three best possibilities it would give. So it was a kind of self-diagnosing tool. That was my project in 2016, I remember. And then another project which I have done is on TensorFlow, that is for augmented reality. So, for example, a luxury vehicle has head-up display. So, head-up display, every time you don't have to see, like usually people will start seeing outside, where is the petrol pump, where is this, where is the restaurant. So, on that head-up display, you will get augmented contents. Okay. So what this augmented contents will tell: point of interest, petrol pump, distance 200 meters. It will tell you all the things in the way. You don't have to shake your head to see outside. Everything will be on the screen. So I developed a machine learning framework which was able to detect this in a running video. So for example, if I give my input as a petrol pump, that is my point of interest, in a running video span of 10 minutes, it should be able to detect all that particular appearances and the distance. Distance, we used PyTesseract, and I think PyTesseract and concept of easy OCR. And for image recognition or the template recognition, we used concept of TensorFlow 2.0. That was the API I used. So apart from that, most of the time I usually deploy. I don't develop much of the things. Deploying, scenario generation, that is the kind of activities I do. Okay. Do we find any yes, lot of disadvantages. As I mentioned, a word called deepfakes. So this is a very new technology which is full of scams and full of, how would I say, it's kind of ugly, very ugly. Instead of using it for better things, yeah, in movies they use it, but in recent times I have heard news is that people are faking their voice commands, people are faking people's face images and creating nuisance around. It's like more like cyberbullying or something, so it's dangerous. Some of the banking sectors, they use facial recognition. So AI has reached at a stage that they can actually incorporate your face and they can actually bypass the scan. It will be that deep fake. Again, it's based on all your neural technology. So yeah, there are very limitations. And see, it's a bi-directional give and take. You ask AI to do something, AI asks you data. So your data is not safe. You keep an Alexa at home, you talk a lot of things, you talk private stuffs. Alexa hears everything. Alexa responds only when you say Alexa. Okay, so it's not like it's not hearing. How do you think if you say Alexa, it hears and otherwise it doesn't? It hears all the time. Only the responses are based on how you call it. So everything is listening. You might have noticed while using phone, if you are using Instagram, you talk about some particular tools or particular advertisements or product, you might start seeing that product in your feed. How do you think this is happening? This is all kind of hidden NLP services, which is available in your app, which is available in your phone, which is using you. Every time you install an app, you say, yeah, agreed, agreed, mic agreed, camera agreed. So it happens. So you are prone to it. But yeah, being an intellect, if you are falling in a trap, that's something nobody can help. And I am not sure about naive people. Still, my father and old generations, they don't rely on this AI and smart stuffs. But yeah, for us it's necessary and it's happening. There are a lot of limitations, lot of gaps, and a lot of constraints which is needed in the field of AI. But yeah, we are kind of analyzing, checking it, changing it. There are policies, there are things. Okay, so uh, sir, what's the current application that you are dealing with? But yeah, I'm dealing with simulation of autonomous vehicles. So for now, we have two different tools called Aurelian and NVIDIA Drive Sim we use. So we generate synthetic data and we check the control algorithms. For example, I have softwares running on my ECU, electronic control unit, or you can call it SOC processors. So we feed it data. We feed it data and we check the algorithms if the algorithms are able to analyze the data and give us the decision what we need. So it's basically an infrastructure to validate the behavior of the vehicle. And it's not L4. We are currently working at L2 and L3 autonomy, which is not that advanced, but yeah, we are kind of starting. And this technology comes as a part of something called SDV, software defined vehicles, where your vehicle will be like a black box. The softwares you want, you can install, you can uninstall, you can subscribe, you can unsubscribe, and you can use your vehicle functionalities with phone. So this is a kind of new technology which has come in India and in the world in last 1 year, 1.5 year. So this is the field for now I am working. By developing AI more and more, is there any problem related job? And nobody. You are the one who is developing AI. How you think AI can take your job? It's kind of, you can use AI to improvise your productivity, but see, a human brain is also a kind of neural network, right? They are a better neural network. They might take time. You develop a AI model in 5 months, then it starts producing results in 10 days, 10 days of training, 15. So who will develop the technology? Yeah, one AI concept, that learning within itself, this is something dangerous, because some of the models are being made in a way that they have self-learning techniques. New data comes in, it differentiates the training data, test data, and starts learning their own and start making their own patterns. This is observed mostly in robotic industry, but it's a far thing. It's, you don't have to bother about it. AI is not going to take anybody's job. But yeah, I think you should be comfortable with this technology, how AI you can use for your productivity, for your benefits. And yeah, because some of the job cannot be done by AI. Once you reach in the industry, you will realize it that human intelligence is a must. Not everything can be done by machine. Um, Machine can take calculated decisions. Some decisions you don't need to be very calculative. Some things you have to go easy and strategize it, plan it. So these are the things. But yeah, you can use these tools to get a hint. For example, if I have to write some specific code, it's not like I code by the scratch by now. I usually use Perplexity or sometimes Chat GPT to see what formats they are building, what is the coding standards. You use that and you make it happen. That's it. Yeah, someone was raising hand. Who was it? Anybody wants to? Anyone? Someone was raising hand. I'm not sure who. I missed the name. No one? All good? Okay, so yeah, someone finally. Jyotirmay. Okay, yeah, please. Sir, can you unmute this particular person? Puri Pireti
Yeah, yeah,
Jyotirmay.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I have done. Yeah.
yeah. Jyotirmay, you wanted to ask something? If you're speaking, I cannot hear you. I cannot hear. So maybe.
Yeah, otherwise, can you type it in the chat box? Any students? Yeah. Okay.
Okay. No problem, sir. Maybe I think I covered up whatever things were there. For them, just a basic suggestion that there are a lot of fields which they can use their learnings and things. So I would suggest data science, autonomous vehicles, computer vision, and uh, so many. Even I am not so much into this AI/ML apart from what happens in automotive, but there are some technologies usually when it comes to AI/ML, and basically it's all about data. So te- test data, sorry, the text data, the camera data, the video data, the Li-Fi data. So once you know what kind of data is there, what you have to analyze and what should be the outcome, I think you can use your technology well, and there will be a lot of ample opportunities and a lot of jobs. And even I see a lot of hirings going on for ML engineers. So you will have all this opportunity, but it's all a matter of time. Keep your skills upfront and look forward to it. So that's it. If anybody wants to connect separately, you can search my name on LinkedIn. You can find it. Maybe we can connect. You can shoot further questions. What type of algorithm that you will use to develop self-driving? It's all, there are a lot of algorithms, buddy. It's not limited. As I said, any kind of algorithm which is able to process your camera data, your video data, your radar data, and your lidar data. So it doesn't matter, you have to find the most efficient algorithm which can do that. I mentioned one basic one called PyTorch and TensorFlow. Okay, easy OCR. These are the technologies which are just at the basic standards. There are much more bigger which process large amount of radar and light emitting data to find the mechanisms and the decision making controls. If you talk specific, even I don't have the terms with me for now, but technology wise, as I said, computer vision and your character recognitions, object detections, these are whatever algorithm comes in down there, it will be kind of helpful for you if you want to develop a self driving vehicles. Mm. Some of them works on basic algorithms as well, which is not safety critical. You can actually use a very basic supervised or unsupervised learning mechanisms, but most of them are either CNNs or RNNs and NLPs. Okay, so these are the things you can look forward to, and these are the one which is in the trend. Did I make some sense, Jyotirmay? Okay, all fine then. Anyone else? I see a lot of people, but nobody is interested, I guess. So you people use generative AIs in your curriculum? Bharti, ChatGPT, Perplexity, anyone? Do you people use it? Try to understand what it is doing, something like that? No?
Yeah, yeah. Omrag actually now it is introduced in our curriculum to
Okay,
generative
sir.
AI and all
Okay,
those
okay.
stuff.
That's very good, sir. That's very good. I think then the curriculum is really trendy because sir, nowadays developing an algorithm is not the concern. The concern is, are you able to use and modify those existing algorithms? Nobody is doing anything from the scratch now. It's all kind of customization and usage. So it's really nice that they have Gen AI concepts already. Uh, Also learn about deep fakes. This is also something very trendy for you people, but don't misuse it. It's a very troublemaking technology. But if you know about deep fakes, you can actually fool systems. You can simulate systems which is actually not there. So you can do that kind of ethical works. Until unless you are interested in doing something unethical, that's a different story. But yeah, try to keep it like very optimistic and at good use. I think, sir, I am boring them a
Okay.
lot and they are worried
Yeah,
about lunch, I guess.
yeah, nothing like that. Your speech is very nice and very useful for our students. So
Yes,
once
sir.
again, I will formally thank you for your sharing, spending your time,
No
spending your
problem, sir.
free
Anytime,
time with
anytime,
us.
sir.
So on behalf of all my course instructors and my students, so my sincere thanks to you because most of the time when I called, you are in the recruitment side. So thank you so much,
No
yeah,
problem,
for
sir. It's
spending the
it's
time
been
here.
a
Thank you.
it's been really a good time. Actually, this is also my first time interacting with students. But I thought if maybe some even 5% of the information, if it helps anyone, it could be good for both the parties. So yeah, thanks for arranging this, sir. It's really a good thing. Though if I would have seen some faces, it would have been amazing. But I guess that's all right. Fine then,
Okay,
everyone.
thank
Thank
you.
you so much. Thanks for joining. And if you people want to connect with me on LinkedIn, I'll just post my exact name and you will find only me with this name. And let's connect. And if you have anything to discuss or if you feel like telling anything, even it's like bi-directional learning, I would also like to absorb from you people. It would be lovely connecting with you. So yeah, thank you so much. And yes, sir, thank you so much to you for this opportunity. And yeah, that's all.
Yeah, thank you so much, Omraj.
Okay then.
Thank you.
Okay then, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. Yeah. Bye bye, everyone. Take care.